Sanchez, along with show producer Zach Cantu. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine on standby. Still looking at maybe a little bit of tropical rain for us. Likely a bit more Corpus and Houston. We'll see what Jeff says in about 3 minutes, so stick around. In Harlingen, federal investigators are now involved in the investigation at that fire at Johnny's True Value Ace Hardware store. Total loss after that fire on Tuesday. The fire marshal's office saying that ATF has joined the investigation. They're trying to make sure that a large inventory of guns sold at Johnny's is fully accounted for. Investigators have declared the site a crime scene while they try to determine if the fire was deliberately set. Redistricting and legislation, again, trying to ban THC. This is what the Texas Senate and House will be focused on today as the special session in Austin enters day 4.
The Texas House Redistricting Committee will meet for the first time today. President Trump is asking state Republicans to redraw the congressional maps to flip up to 5 Democratic seats for the Republicans in November. The Democrats are expected to walk out once a vote is set on a bill. Dem State Rep Gene Wu's on the committee.
This is a president of the United States who does not give a crap what's in the Constitution, and a political leadership that is unwilling to say no.
Now that Senate Bill 5, the ban on all hemp consumables with THC, has passed out of committee, it could come up for a vote in the Texas Senate. Senator Charles Perry authored it.
If you get high from the product, it is illegal. That's plain and simple, and that's what the sensitization of these products do.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
More on the THC issue. Governor Greg Abbott is trying to clarify his stand on THC, the total ban on some THC products.
Speaking to Fox 4 in Dallas, Abbott said he favors a ban of THC in hemp products for those under the age of 21.
We also need to ban synthetics that are laced onto hemp products that are extraordinarily dangerous.
For adults, Abbott wants a highly regulated hemp industry with non-intoxicating levels of cannabinoids.
We do want the THC level to be below 3%, or we're doing it in milligrams, 3 milligrams of THC.
Some conservatives, like Lieutenant Governor Patrick, still want an outright ban on all THC products.
Police in Edinburgh, they say they arrested a 14-year-old girl who allegedly made a social media thread against Vanguard Academy. Incoming freshman was arrested by Edinburgh PD. Same student was reportedly detained some weeks back after bringing a knife onto a campus at a middle school. Bloomberg and others reporting that the Trump administration, they plan to build a huge immigration detention center in the state of Texas.
The $1.26 billion deal would make the camp at Fort Bliss the biggest in the country with a 5,000-bed capacity. Reports say the contract was awarded to a Virginia-based company. Last week, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth wrote that Homeland Security would use military bases in Indiana and New Jersey to temporarily detain migrants. Now, a recently opened tent camp in the Florida Everglades surrounded by alligator-filled swamps has drawn scrutiny over conditions there, but Senator John Cornyn says he'd like to see something similar in Texas. Barbara Schwartz, News Talk 710 KURV.
A university in Texas given several millions of dollars to try to develop better computer chips, and we'll tell you which university that is. That's coming up right after AccuWeather. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine joining us. Big thank you first to Martin Farm and Ranch, Dougie, and all the gang over at Martin Farm on Monte Cristo in Edinburgh, a certified dealer for Purina liquid feed. Let's get the latest from the Gulf, Jeffy, that tropical something, the rain. So what's the plan now? What do you say?
Yeah, so it's still a near zero or low risk all the way through August 7th. In the immediate short term today and tomorrow, the low is expected to still hit right around Corpus Christi.
Okay.
But we did extend, to your liking, I'm sure, just a little bit of thunder shower activity tomorrow and then Sunday. Now, Sunday may or may not be related to that low, but it is there nonetheless. You're welcome.
Okay.
I talked it over because I saw hints of things popping up.
Yeah.
It wasn't yesterday that I saw it. It was actually this morning. So I'm like, can we put in something
well.
to please Sergio?
Well, I hope so. I hope it happens. We sure could. Well, at least the cloud cover, right? You're still calling for some extra cloud cover starting
Yes, I
on
am.
Friday? On Friday, like tomorrow?
Yeah,
Saturday?
clouds and sunshine with that
Okay.
spotty thunder shower, and
I'll
it
go
is
back
going
to
to
your
cool us
forecast.
off into the mid 90s.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So mid-90s tomorrow, and then also likely in the 90s. For Sunday, back to triple digits on Monday, more than likely, with a little bit of rain. So if you had a chance to peg that chance of rain by, I don't know, let's see here. What did you put in the forecast? Maybe starting tomorrow. What would you say tomorrow and then Saturday? Chance of rain. Give or
We
take.
bumped it up to 40, which is the minimum
pretty good.
percentage for
That's
it to
pretty good.
even be in the forecast.
Okay, so tell me about travel up to Southeast Texas. Metro Houston is flooding, or what's the plan on the northern end of that low?
Yeah, we're calling for heavy thunderstorms tomorrow and into Saturday. It looks like the total rainfall could be anywhere between a half to an inch, half an inch to an inch, that is. So we'll see some good amount of rain in Houston. Dallas is dry, and more or less San Antonio is too.
Yeah, every time we see a tropical weak, tropical something, I usually say it splatters into the coast because all that energy will just move in all directions. I hope we get some rain from this thing this weekend. Any travel concerns the next 24 hours for San Antonio, Dallas, anything else?
Next 24 hours, no. Just
Okay.
the heat and humidity. 101 and 100 are the highs in the respective areas.
All right, looking at the calendar, National Calendar Day for day. Let's
I always
see.
forget to pull that up. I have to
it's
pull it
time-
up like right away.
Yeah, call your primo. It's National Cousin Day today.
Oh,
Yeah, and let's see.
I have too many
Celebrating-
cousins to call then.
Yeah. I'm not even going to start counting on my side. Yeah, my mom and dad, both of them had like 11, 12, 13 brothers, sisters.
Wow.
You can just imagine, the typical, I can't even say that today for a typical Mexican family, but a more traditional Mexican family, from a generation back. Yeah,
Yeah.
12, 11 brothers and sisters.
My
on each
dad
side.
has
Yeah.
6 siblings, and
Yeah.
then my mom has a couple. But you go into the first cousin, second cousin, it's just like, you know what? You're a cousin. I'll call you.
You guys ever have like a family gathering, big old picnic?
We have,
or
yeah. So we
like that.
sometimes do on my dad's side. We'll do one on my mom's side. Recently, I just
Oh, that's
saw
good.
one of my cousins from Florida who owns a couple of Culver's restaurants down there.
All right, so go pick up your cousin and go through a drive-through, go order some lunch or dinner, some fast food drive-through. It's National Drive-Through Day, and it's also here's another way to celebrate. Although you're gonna you'll need another cousin to be the designated driver. It's a National Tequila Day.
There you go. I was waiting for you to say it. I was going to let you be the one to say it.
All right, pal. We'll call you next hour. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine on 710 KURV. In other news, the Food and Drug Administration considering potential health risks of fluoride supplements. The agency holding a public hearing on the matter. Some in the medical community say that the fluoride supplements are safe for children to use, while others say that there is a potential risk. There are some potential risks associated with too much fluoride. Tesla earnings and revenue missed their target. Second quarter, another quarter of losses. The revenue number was down 12% at Tesla. Texas Tech University celebrating a $14 million Department of Defense grant to help the DoD develop better computer chips.
The College of Engineering at Texas Tech will be developing high-power semiconductor products for defense, radar, communications, and national security. Technical details aside, researchers will study how to control large amounts of electrical energy and reduce its overall use by precise application and less waste. The Advanced Power Semiconductor Devices Grant is a significant part of the university's contribution to increased military and industrial applications and more efficient use of digital energies. The program will also integrate research from Angelo State in San Angelo and Midwestern University in Wichita Falls.
That's Bill McLean with that report. The White House is releasing a new action plan to try to win the AI race. President Trump signed an executive order, new artificial intelligence blueprint for America, calling for more exports of U.S. AI technology, a crackdown on state laws deemed too restrictive, and not allowing AI to develop and to flourish. And the president is also expected to take more action in the upcoming weeks to help tech giants get the power that they need for AI, for their data centers. French President Emmanuel Macron is suing conservative podcaster Candace Owens for saying that his wife is a man.
The lawsuit, filed Wednesday, alleges Owens has waged a relentless year-long campaign of defamation against the Macrons. It also alleges that she sold merchandise promoting the claim and that they repeatedly asked her to stop, only filing a lawsuit as a last resort. The Macrons are seeking punitive damages against Owens and her businesses for 22 counts of defamation. Owens responded on YouTube by calling it a desperate public relations strategy. I'm Mark Mayfield.
And Miller Lite is offering free beer.
Pop a top again.
The Milwaukee beer brand says it will celebrate its 50th anniversary next week by giving away 50,000 free beers at 450 bars across the U.S. The giveaway will take place Friday, August 1st, which is International Beer Day. Miller Lite says it will also host a special New Year's Eve-style beer drop at a Milwaukee brewery on that day. Miller's vice president of marketing said in a news release that the free beer giveaway will be a celebration of the 5 decades we've spent enjoying Miller time. I'm Michael Kastner.
Time is 7:16. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. Going to share with you a recent conversation with our senior senator of Texas, John Cornyn. Mexico might have a lot more water thanks to very generous rains of late. Is it time to pick up the phone, call the White House, tighten the screws again, and get Mexico to release a lot more water that is owed? That's one of the topics with Senator Cornyn next on 710 KURV.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Attention all cattle ranchers. Martin Farm and Ranch Supply, the Valley's premier Purina feed dealer, is here to tell you all about the labor-saving benefits of Purina AccuRation liquid feed. With 34% protein and 5% fat, it delivers. Let us show you the cost benefits of the most sustained supplement on the market and get a free bag of mineral with your purchase. Limited time only.
Martin Farm and Ranch Supply, your premier Purina feed dealer. Just ask the horse.
Do you want your business to be everywhere? At News Talk 710 KURV, we make it possible with live local radio, social media, streaming, and digital products. We'll make sure your brand gets noticed, heard, and shared. We have the perfect marketing for any budget or business. Call right now for a free quote at 956-992-8895. We're ready to put you on the map. Let's take your business to the next level. Call 956-992-8895 or visit radiounited.com.
Brian Kilmeade here, inviting you to tune in weekday mornings starting at 9 for The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
710 KURV is your station in South Texas for Astros baseball. Go Astros. They've been doing good of late. Astros hosting the A's 640 broadcast tonight on 710 AM radio. Made possible by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and the Mission Economic Development Office. Our senior senator of Texas, John Cornyn, joining us. Senator, congratulations on the rescissions pack. I know that $9 billion plus is not even the size of a crumb when it comes to the trillions of dollars being spent, and I would say many times wasted up in D.C., but it's a step in the right direction. So we got some foreign aid or welfare that we're going to keep here. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting. It's nice to see, finally, these individuals being forced to go. I hope some of them are forced to go to the public and so-called public TV and radio. Go to the public, go sell some advertising. You willing to brainstorm with me maybe what might be next? Because I'm reading these reports on maybe rescission package number 2. You're willing to throw some candidate clawbacks out there?
Well, it's a target-rich environment. As you point out, this is just a tiny percentage of the money that the federal government spends on an annual basis we made a significant dent with about $400 billion in deficit reduction with the One Big Beautiful Bill. And that was in the mandatory spending categories. I won't bore you with the details, but this is now what's referred to generally as discretionary spending, which is about a third of what the federal government spends. And, you know, we have never really gone back to look at the wisdom of some of these appropriations bills until now. And I think this is a very necessary part of the process. It's the first step. I anticipate we'll see subsequent rescission packages, but this is kind of a bitter pill for some of our appropriators to swallow. The problem is the whole structure of the way the federal government spends money through the annual appropriations process is biased in favor of additional spending.
Yeah.
And the problem, as you know, we ultimately have more than $36 trillion in debt. We're spending more money on interest on the national debt than we are on defense, and that's an unsustainable trajectory.
In the recently passed so-called Big Beautiful Bill, I'm a bit surprised I didn't hear much more noise related to this back during Trump administration number one. Man, it was like pulling teeth. It was like ripping skin every time he brought up the issue of a border wall. He said, just give me, man, I recall when he said, oh my goodness, I didn't go with him on this one. He said, give me $25 billion for a border wall. He was promising to give path to citizenship for dreamers and their parents and everybody else, like millions of people. Just give me $25 billion for a border wall, and I'll support you on the citizenship path to citizenship for all these illegals and their parents and their family. And the Democrats didn't blink. They hated him so much. They didn't want any border wall. And part of the BBB, $46 billion for a border wall. Yeah. And then, isn't that crazy? And I've heard not a peep from the impotent left. They're so defeated on the left right now. We got $46 billion for a border wall. I want to get your comments on that.
Yeah, well, that's one of the, you know, the main feature of the One Big Beautiful Bill was the fact that we avoided a multi-trillion-dollar tax increase, and then we also extended tax cuts to middle-class taxpayers who work for tips or for overtime, and that was important. But we also made a significant down payment on border security, $170+ billion, including the border wall that you mentioned a moment ago, and then another $150 billion for defense, which we sorely needed in a very dangerous world. So, yeah, the Democrats are in full resistance mode. They still can't accept the fact that they lost the election on November the 5th, and they can't even decide who they are now, and are essentially surrendering the ground to the progressive left, including the socialists like the guy who's probably going to be the next mayor of New York City.
I know that there, for local farmers and communities, border farmers looking at water issues, you might not be able to say much on this because more details are coming, but I want to give you a minute or so to maybe give us a heads up on more aid coming when it comes to water issues for South Texas.
Absolutely. Well, one of the of course, the preeminent issues in the Rio Grande Valley has been the fact that Mexico continues to withhold water that it owes under the 1944 treaty. But Secretary Brooke Rollins announced earlier on that they were going to make a variety of grants available to border communities and people who qualify for that basically because of losses of water deliveries in calendars year 2023 and 2024. So stay tuned. I think there's going to be some more announcements in the very near future about that.
We had a conversation with a friend of ours at the station. Of course, he's now such a big national figure, Joe Bastardi, meteorologist. He's got his own company, Weather Bell. And months ago, he gave us a heads up, said that northern Mexico would be wetter than normal, and presto, of course it was. The past several months have been very wet in northern Mexico, and I say that because northern Mexico, that's the source for a lot of the water that needs to go into the Rio Grande. And of course, we saw that weather very deadly in central Texas as well. But Joe joined us a couple of days back, and he said the spigot is turning off. Northern Mexico will not see the same amount of water. If not, maybe they're going to be dry possibly between now and the end of the year. And I mentioned this to you, Senator, because this might be the time to do a follow-up. Call our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, call him and see if we can reach out to Mexico City. They promised in Mexico City to pay back the water that they owe. They've sent a trickle as far as what was promised early on. That's fine, but it's a trickle. And I say this because they likely have the water now, Senator. They're holding it in dams in Mexico. We need State Department and other folks to do an investigation on this and demand that Mexico open up their dams, release the water into the Rio. This would be a time to do a follow-up, Senator.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, sir, we need regular distributions of this water. There's a 5-year term of the treaty, and they have been withholding it until the very end and then delivering less than a complete amount of water. So our farmers can't, whether they can't use all the water when it rains heavily like it does right now, but then in periods of drought, they need a regular source of the water. And I'm continuing to work with the Trump administration to see if we can amend the treaty and negotiate something that will be a much more dependable source of irrigation and water for our Rio Grande Valley farmers.
Yeah, I hope, because we have a friend at the White House, with President Trump, and this issue of the water that finally got addressed for the first time in 30 plus years I've been doing now, broadcasting. The first time we get to see a friend at the White House. I hope you can follow up with them and visit this new water they have, because if they don't pay it now, Senator, I'm convinced they're not. They're going to go into another 5-year cycle. They're just going to ignore us again. So we need to demand, or else, like one of those things, you pay up now or else scenario. We can get that from President Trump.
Well, President Trump has definitely gotten President Sheinbaum's attention on a number of accounts, and they've tried to negotiate their way out of it. And this is another example of where I think President Trump has leverage, and I hope
Yes, sir. Yeah, with the tariff, flexing on tariffs. And of course, we got the issue of the renegotiate, I believe, on the U.S.-Mexico-Canada treaty, which I don't know if Canada's going to be part of that name anymore. But anyway, the free trade treaty between us and Mexico is coming up. And I want to get your final thoughts here. President Trump, a couple of days back, said he wants our country to be the leader when it comes to artificial intelligence and high tech and chip production. We got literally trillions of dollars committed by folks in Asia and domestic companies to try to expand our footprint when it comes to manufacturing chips. And of course, we got data centers and AI. I would love to see Texas. I would love to see the Rio Grande Valley be one of those markets that captures that. And if you can help me close with a final thought related to that, see how you can help promote and sell the area.
Absolutely. This is the future. And artificial intelligence is going to transform the way we live and work and do business. But you can't do it without electricity. And this is one of the fundamental problems we have with some of the ideology on the left, is they depend on renewable sources, which are admittedly part of the mix, but they're intermittent, and we need a durable, consistent base load of electricity if we're going to attract these data centers that are going to be an instrumental part of the development of artificial intelligence. And it's going to, if we're successful building these in Texas and the Valley, that'll create a lot of good, well-paying jobs, and we'll see further development of the middle class in the Valley and be able to reap the benefits of that.
Well, keep brainstorming what you can with state leadership and federal leadership on this one. We've got the assets. We've got the workforce, young workforce, and the training institutions. We have the water. The Gulf is right there. Energy production, electricity. Yeah, let's work on that and see if we can land some of this high tech. Anything else before I let you go, Senator?
Well, we just, as you know, the One Big Beautiful Bill was just passed, and then the rescissions package. We're continuing to grind through President Trump's nominees for ambassador and various sub-cabinet positions. Again, the Democrats are in a full resistance mode.
Yeah.
unfortunately, I don't think it's going to get much better. They're hoping they can flip the House in the midterm elections in 2026. And of course, we have some important elections coming up in Texas, starting with the Republican primary on March the 3rd. So I think that's going to be the near-term effort.
Thanks for the call, Senator. You be well. Come and see us again if you're in South Texas. Or Senior Senator for Texas, John Cornyn.
Yeehaw! Little cowboys and cowgirls, the Back to School Bash 2025 is coming with boots and backpacks on. Join the fun Saturday, August 2nd at La Plaza Mall in McAllen with News Talk 710 KURV and the law office of Mario Davila. The first 400 kids will receive free backpacks, prizes, tablets, and more. There'll be music, games, a magician, clowns, and even face painting. Don't miss the most fun event of the year. Back to School Bash 2025, presented by Idea Public Schools.
Digging without contacting Texas 811 first could cost more than you think. Texas 811 is a free service that helps you avoid damaging underground utilities like electric or gas lines. Every year, accidents happen because someone didn't take a moment to contact 811. Whether installing a fence or working on a construction site, contacting Texas 811 is the law. It's quick, free, and keeps you safe. Visit texas811.org today for more information. Safe digging starts with one simple step. Make it today.
When you're separating from the military, no one tells you how hard it can be to get your civilian life up to speed. But with VA benefits, it doesn't have to be. From the VA home loan requiring no down payment, to the GI Bill covering tuition, books, and cost of living, to VA healthcare offering top-ranked, low-cost care designed specifically for veterans. All the support you need is at VA. I'm here telling every veteran because I wish someone had told me, get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Surprise leaks, power outages, or a busted AC on a 100-degree day? You don't need that stress. At Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC, we've got you covered year-round with our Home Shield membership. You get priority service, exclusive discounts, annual system checkups, and real peace of mind. From clogged drains to flickering lights to keeping cool when it matters most, we're just a phone call away. Call Mighty Mike's today or visit callmightymike.com and ask about our Home Shield membership. Mighty Mike's, reliable, ready, right on time.
Your Houston Astros host the Athletics. Tune in tonight. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
Both Texas baseball teams were in action last night, and both were trying to finish up a sweep. More late-game magic from the Astros as they were tied with the D-backs 3-3 going into the ninth.
Ground ball towards the middle and through. Zach Short's going to score. Heading to third, Trammell. 4-3 Astros. Christian Walker, a huge RBI against his former team.
Christian Walker delivered the go-ahead single to complete the sweep for Houston. In Arlington, where the Rangers hosted the A's, and this game was tied until chaos happened in the seventh.
Swinging from the left side. The 0-1 pitch is popped up. High into the air, very shallow left field. Wilson, the shortstop, calling for it, and the ball drops. Soderstrom called him off. Rounding third is Langford. Here's the throw home. He dives. He's safe.
That gave Texas a 2-1 lead, and they win by that score and complete the sweep.
Let's start with baseball. Rafael Devers smacked 2 homers to help the Giants crush the Braves to win the series in Atlanta. Justin Verlander pitched 5 scoreless to pick up his first win to end a historic 16-game winless streak.
Sometimes, when things are going well, you take wins for granted and you just kind of go out there and pitch every 5 days and you're, winning most of them and you're just kind of in the high five line afterwards, good job. And I'm like, all right, I did my job and we won. And, it's been a tough stretch for me kind of physically and on the mound a bit. So, hopefully this can get the ball rolling in the right direction.
That was Verlander's first win since September 28th. When he was an Astro. The Rockies beat the Cardinals 6-0 to end a franchise record streak of 220 straight games without a shutout. NFL training camps in full swing. Nothing to see here as Giants head coach Brian Daboll has named Russell Wilson the starting quarterback. That's sports. I'm Ronta Moss.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast is going to be hot with sunshine, a high of 98 to 104, clear overnight 78, and then tomorrow a mix of clouds and sunshine, a very spotty thunderstorm in the afternoon, 94 degrees. Saturday is partly sunny, 95 to 100, and then some sunshine expected at first Sunday, again spotty thunderstorms around with a high of 93 to 99. I'm AccuWeather's Jeff Nordine on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
It's 80 degrees at News Talk 710 KURV, Mission, Texas, here at Taylor and Business 83, where, the fish, that's true, the fishbowl, the glass house, that is KURV. Border Bridge wait times on 710 KURV. Let's see if we got the latest number. Let's see, 30 minutes at the Far Bridge. That's the one that's busy. Everybody else much less than that. For McAllen. For Brownsville, let me make sure it's the latest. It's 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see, 30 minutes, B&M and Gateway. Even 30 minutes at Veterans. It was 10 to 15 south of Harlingen at Los Indios. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV, business news and a check of your money. Up next.
Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health.
From DHR Health, ICU Medical Director, Dr. Juan Marcos Chavez Paz.
When we started working together 3.5 years ago, rebuilding the ICU in DHR Health System post-COVID, we were all motivated for all the losses after COVID. The main reason the patients died after COVID was respiratory failure, and we took that personal. We decided that we want to become among the best treating this condition. All the teams worked together towards the same goal, and we went for it. It took 3.5 years, but we are proud to say that we are among the elite in the nation in regards of management of respiratory failure for any reason. What we are is an interprofessional team. We work focusing on quality, we follow metrics, and we are leaders. We are the only hospital who offer not just this accreditation as the sign of maximum quality, but also, for example, ECMO support. That is the most advanced life support existing in the world. We do ECMO. Nobody else has that in the region. We also have a team of 24/7 in-house doctors, and nobody else offers that. This is a team of intensive care doctors. Trauma, they have their own team. We also have a specific preparation for each of the units that we take over. For example, we have a special unit in the women's hospital, and we train in specific ICU conditions, and we are trained by the Society of Critical Care Medicine. DHR help us bringing here the courses. DHR wants everybody to be on top of knowledge. That's why the patients are coming from other areas, not just for our accreditation, but more because of what the hospital is showing everywhere.
ICU Medical Director at DHR Health, Dr. Juan Marcos Chavez Paz, DHR Health.
This has been Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health. For you, for life.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC. McAllen Mission.
The Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, and the Trump administration halting an Obama-era proposal that would have created a national speed limit for 18-wheelers. The plan has been in the works since 2016. Federal regulators saying that limiting trucks to 65 miles per hour would save hundreds of lives annually and save truckers about $800 million in fuel costs and emissions. AccuWeather says highs today, 104, 105. Hot again. Increasing chance of a thunder shower starting tomorrow going into Saturday. There's a tropical low in the Gulf, and it's crawling this way. Likely more rain for Southeast Texas, Metro Houston, in case you're headed that way this weekend. Thank you much for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes. Don't forget to join us if you're still listening on 710 AM radio. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us on the radio. But you do everything on your smartphone, don't you? Go find the free app, Radio Para Mi. Listen to 710 KURV via Radio Para Mi. Download it. It is free. JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment waiting for you today. At Amigo Power Equipment in Edinburgh, Monte Cristo, they've got the Kubota compact tractors you're looking for. JP and Jeff right now at Amigo Power. They've got the Kubota LX series, which is, by the way, the number one selling compact tractor, the number one selling compact tractor line in the U.S. Premium features, very versatile. The LX series from Kubota at Amigo Power Equipment. Also, they say it's comfortable. So go sit on one. Maybe spin it around a little bit there on the campus at Amigo Power. JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment. Right now, they're offering you select LX 2620 SU series, Kubota series for as low as $19,999 or $295 per month now through September 30th. You can go online to KubotaUSA.com, get some more information, some details, but go visit in person with JP and Jeff. Again, select LX 2620 SU Kubota series for as low as $19,999 or $295 per month at Amigo Power Equipment in Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
From backyard dreams to barbecue legends, South Texas Outdoor Kitchens has been part of your table for years. And this year, celebrate with us 10 years of unforgettable barbecues with Stoke. South Texas Outdoor Kitchens is loaded with everything you could need, from grills, smokers, spices, sauces, and supplies to make the ultimate barbecue. Tender, smoky, juicy barbecue perfection from a Rectech or Yoder smoker. Command the flame with an iconic big green egg, or get that truly all-American flavor with our PK grills. And if you're looking for wood-fired, crispy, home-style pizza, the Gosney Pizza Oven is just for you. Right now at Stoke, we're firing up the flavor to celebrate 10 incredible years of serving South Texas. We've got a fridge full of ice-cold drinks, and every Saturday, we're throwing down some barbecue. So come celebrate 10 years. Sip and shop the best of backyard barbecues with Stoke. And here's to 10 more. South Texas Outdoor Kitchens on the expressway across from the Shrine in San Juan, where quality and service matter.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu, and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058, and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drt'sprimarycare.com.
Bumper to bumper information.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
News Talk Authority of South Texas. You're in tune with News 710 KURV, 710 AM radio. Join us online. Radio Para Mi. Download that free app. I'm Sergio Sanchez along with Zach Cantu, AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine, and we got the possibility of some rain starting tomorrow and into the weekend. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime, Ghislaine Maxwell, could meet as early as today with Deputy U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche. The DOJ is pushing for more transparency about the Epstein sex trafficking ring and to see if there was a so-called client list. Meanwhile, Fox News confirms President Trump's name is in the Epstein files, the White House calling that story fake news. DNI Chief Tulsi Gabbard releasing intel about the bogus Trump-Russia collusion allegations in the run-up to the 2016 election, delivering this assertion.
The evidence that we have found and that we have released directly point to President Obama leading the manufacturing of this intelligence assessment.
Former White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain has a date this morning with the House Oversight Committee probing the alleged mental decline of former President Biden during his time in office. America's listening to Fox News.
The Valley's Morning News on 710 KURV. This one from Harlingen. Federal investigators, ATF specifically, they're now involved in the investigation. That fire at Johnny's True Value Ace Hardware store gutted the place, a complete loss. The ATF has joined the investigation to make sure that a large inventory of guns that were sold at Johnny's True Value are all accounted for. A retired North Texas ICE agent is calling on lawmakers to do more to protect immigration officials.
Victor Avila from Southlake has seen the dangers of the Mexican cartels up close. He was shot and his partner was killed during an ambush by the Los Zetas cartel. He testified before an immigration hearing, saying more must be done to protect ICE agents he says are only doing their jobs.
The doxing of our men and women of ICE and accusing them of kidnapping when it's a lawful arrest or disappearing people simply must stop.
The Department of Homeland Security reports there has been a sharp increase in attacks on ICE agents. While there is broad support among Americans of deporting illegal immigrants with criminal records, feelings are mixed over any mass deportation effort.
That's Eric Bushman. Uber is launching a new feature in the U.S. that will pair women drivers with women riders.
The rideshare company will begin piloting the feature in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Detroit next month, marking its latest move to address safety on the platform. The company said the rider's preference isn't guaranteed, but the feature increases the chances women will be paired in the app. I'm at Mattinson.
Houston-based ConocoPhillips is close to finalizing a deal to sell some of their assets in the state of Oklahoma. And today is National Drive-Thru Day. An easy stop at a store or restaurant that became popular back in the 1930s.
The Food Institute says nearly half of us will avoid a business if it doesn't have a drive-thru. But is that the right choice? McDonald's says the average drive-thru wait time is nearly 7 minutes, but 5 minutes or less at the counter. Yeah. I'm Bree Tennis.
All right. Now, is that an honest gauge of the wait time at the drive-thru? You know what I hate is when they tell you, hey, sir, can you go to the next window or can you go forward a little bit and wait for your order? You know how many times? Because they're on the clock. Yeah, if your car stays there, then it negatively affects their timer, right? But if you move forward, okay, we just cleared another car. But you know how many times I've been tempted to say, no, I'm just going to wait here. But then I'm afraid that, I'll get a little extra protein in the sandwich or something. So I said, yes, I just plow forward. But then when I drive away, it seems more often than not they get it wrong when they tell you to go forward, right? They forgot the ketchup or they forgot the barbecue sauce or something, whatever it is that you asked for. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us online, Radio Para Mi. Download that free app. My friend Dale Johnson, who I have proudly represented now for many, many years, and I'm proud to continue representing him and his entire crew, all the wonderful folks at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. And I think it's, everything I need to say to you is in the name, waterproof. Waterproof your commercial buildings. Waterproof those sites that you're about to build. And thank heaven, there's so much expansion of the economy, so much investment. It's wonderful to see what's taking place in South Texas. And with it, hammers flying all over the place. Man, we got construction left and right. you should make a call to my dear friend Dale Johnson, top commercial roofer in this region for so many years, proudly representing him. So when I give you a phone number here in just a few seconds, that is his personal cell number. You can call him or text him and say, hey, Dale, why don't you bring your crew out here? Check out my commercial sites, all of them. I got these warehouses over here, these commercial strips over there. I just want to make sure that we're good, and you can tell me when we might need some patchwork. Can you talk to me about this whole waterproofing option? All this waterproofing technology from Chamberlain. He will. You make the buildings that you're about to construct in this area. We got so many that are about to be built. Make sure they're waterproof, ready for the heavy rain in South Texas. Every now and then we get these gully washers from the tropics. Chamberlain Roofing, waterproofing, expanded services, valued warranties, cutting edge, leading edge roof installation repair technology, and, as I said, advanced waterproofing solutions. Dale Johnson, waiting for your call or text, 956-655-6178.
Pain management specialist Dr. Dennis Slavin on back and neck pain.
Our website is feelingbetteratLast.com because that's what people say as they leave my office. They really are feeling better at last. Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Slavin with some sound advice on back and neck pain. It starts in the morning as soon as you sit up in bed. You have that pain across your back that can cause an ugly tingling sensation down past your knee to your feet. This symptom, called sciatica, has several causes, but most can be treated without surgery. After a thorough history and physical, identifying the pain generator, whether it be a bulging disc, an arthritic joint, or an inflamed muscle, a targeted, precise, image-guided treatment done in the office can provide quick pain relief